One of the best ways to boost your download numbers when you release a new podcast episode is to send an email to your email list when you publish that episode. And today I'm going to show you how you can automatically send out that newsletter, that email to your subscribers every time you publish a new episode to your feed. And we're going to do this in ConvertKit. So this is the website for the podcast that me and my partner have been doing for the last 6 years. And if we scroll to the bottom, what do you see but an email sign-up form? People put their email address in here, join our newsletter, and we've amassed about 3,000 email addresses just by having this form at the bottom of our podcast website. Over time, those accumulate. And in the past, I was sending these emails automatically through MailChimp, but we recently switched to ConvertKit. So today I want to show you how to set up an RSS to email campaign in ConvertKit. And we are going to click on the Automate menu, and you'll see over here in the Automate menu, there's an RSS option. So let's click on that. Now, podcasting has used RSS from the beginning. Every time you publish a new episode to your podcast feed, Spotify and Apple and all the podcast players are pulling the episode from there. We're going to do the same thing, but instead of Spotify pulling the new episode, it's going to be ConvertKit. So I'm going to click Add a Feed, and we need to go grab the feed URL. Now, if you're a Transistor customer, just head into your podcast, and here on the Overview tab, you can click on RSS feed and copy it from there. Paste it into ConvertKit, and we're going to get it to create a single post email newsletter. So every time a new episode appears in the feed, automatically send an email to our list. That's the next stage here. We're going to click this, send automatically. We're going to say, who's this from? It's going to be John and myself. And then we're going to say who should be receiving this. In our case, we want it to only be the folks who are tagged with the Build Your SaaS newsletter tag. So we're going to add that filter. That's 3,607 subscribers, quite a few. Over time, the subscribers can build up. And imagine now having, over 3,000 people notified every time we publish a new episode. That's a big deal. I'm going to click Continue here. And here we've got ourselves the email template. Let me zoom in on this. So the first thing we're going to do is have it announce the episode title in the subject line. So post title, and I'm going to write new episode : post title. So that will automatically insert the episode title. See, we have got our episode titles here. Those will automatically appear in the subject line. Now down here we have the episode title again, when it was published, and post summary. I'm actually going to have it, I'm going to switch these around a little bit. So I'm going to delete post summary here. I'm going to keep that read more. I'm going to change that in a section. I'm going to use the post content field, and that should pull all of our show notes from each episode. So all of these show notes will appear, but I want the play button to appear above that. The next thing I want to do is over here in my MailChimp template, you'll see I've got my logo up top. I want to add that. And then I have this image that's like a placeholder image that looks like an embeddable player. Of course, you can't embed a player in an HTML email, but we can embed an image that looks like a player. And when they click on that, we want it to go to the podcast player in the same way that if they clicked on a title here, it would go to the podcast player on the web, and then they can listen to it there. So let's add a few images here in ConvertKit. I'm going to add the logo up top here. I'm going to link this to the website. I'm going to grab that URL, put that there. And now under the publish date, we're going to add the podcast player. So let's get ourselves an image here. So we've just added the little podcast player. And what we want to do here is you'll see post URL is the placeholder for the link. We're going to link this image here over here in the URL section. We're going to add post URL. Do you see that up there? under URL, we've got post URL. And then down here in accessibility, I'm going to create a little arrow like this and put play episode. So if this image doesn't load, it's going to show this text in the email browser. And let's see if there's anything else we want to have here. Oh, at the bottom, we have our signature. So we're going to do the same thing down at the bottom of ConvertKit. Right after the content, we're going to paste in our little signature here. Let's put that left aligned and a PS that says, hey, could you share this episode with your friends? All right, so to summarize, I've added a subject line, new episode, display episode title, and then build your SaaS logo. Again, episode title, which is also linked, and then this little image that looks like a player, but when they click on it, it should go to the web player so they can play the audio there. And then this should print out all the show notes. And before we leave the screen, let's preview it. Let's see how it's going to look. So it's going to pull in the preview the latest episode, and it's going to create this little preview. So this is what it'll look like. Here's Build Your SaaS, and then here's the title when it was published. Here's the listen now, and here, look, it's pulled in all of our show notes, all of the timestamps, and then it says cheers at the bottom. So if I click on this, it should go to the player, which it does. So people can now just listen to it online. If I click on this, it should go to the same place. And then all of our text and links came through on the show notes as well. We've also got all the timestamps, the thanks to our monthly supporters. Just pulls in all of our show notes, really nice and easy. And then here at the bottom is another play episode online link. So now all I have to do is click continue. And now we can see the automation is enabled. It's going to be pulling from this feed. It's always going to send the most recent episode, and it will automatically send these broadcasts. So that's how you create an automated email promotion machine for your podcast. Your website just automatically collects subscribers, and then as you add new episodes, those subscribers will automatically receive an email announcing your new episodes. If you want to try Transistor out, that's podcast hosting. I demoed it a little bit earlier. This is what our dashboard looks like. Really beautiful, makes everything super easy. We do have an integration with ConvertKit. You'll see it's enabled right here, so you can automatically collect email addresses from your podcast website. And of course, if you want to try out ConvertKit, they're at convertkit.com. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments, you can always get us at transistor.fm. We have a live chat widget, or you can leave your questions and comments in the comments below. Thanks.